So before the video starts, I just want to say my mic did not pick up the right thing, so it was very low and it wasn't very pleasant to hear. But Nano joined me on the video and his mic was working perfectly fine and he was making most of the points. So I'm not going to redo it. And I want to thank him for joining me on the video because he's one of the best players in the game, if not the best. Him and Rag were very fun to fight against in the close testing and they made me a very better player. So I asked him to give his tips to you guys, so make you guys better players as well. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and hope you enjoy. Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys a combat guide for Deepwoken, and we'll start off with like a beginner point of view, and then we'll move into the more advanced stuff. And Nano's going to be participating in the video. He's going to put his own inputs on it. He's one of the best players in the game.
Hello. So yeah, we can just get started with, I think, like the three most important things that you want to learn in this game. That's going to be parrying, blocking, and just rolling. Okay. I'd put Deepwoken as something where these three things are easy to learn but hard to master. So you definitely want to master these three things if you want to get good at the combat. You'll definitely see a lot of parrying and dodging at the higher tiers of combat. But the good players will make use of blocking too. If they ever mess up on a parry, they end up just resorting to blocking. And you shouldn't really do that because then your posture bar just gets chipped down. Anyways, we can just start off with, basically just a parry. So parry in this game, if you actually time it right, all you have to do is tap F and you get the parry frames down, as you can see. Okay. And if you want to get used to parrying, Hangle, just hit me real quick so they can see what the parry actually looks like. As you can see, every single time I parry him, his posture will go up. So hit me again. His posture will go up. Now to reduce the posture, okay, all he has to do is parry back. As you can see, his posture will be going down every single time he lands a parry. And then my posture actually goes up. So it becomes a game of just trading posture bars, okay?
Alright, so one thing that you should do to practice parrying is parry trading with a friend. So you start off really slow like this. And then you can go faster like this. Oh.
There will be some mess ups there, but that's the point of just parry trading super fast. So you guys can learn to get the feel of parrying down, as you can see. But then what happens when they throw a feint in there? Now we have to go to you can either block or dodge, okay, y'all? So if you didn't know in this game, if you hold F, that's how you block, right? But you still get the parry frames for blocking. So I can hold F right now. Hangle just hit me. I can hold F right now, and as long as I time it right, I can still parry. But if I don't time it right, I still have the block frames up. So just feint and attack me. Let's say Hangle feints, and I actually bite on the feint and mess up on the parry. As long as you hold F, you can still block afterwards, okay? So let's say you actually do eat a block. After that, you actually have all the power in the world, okay? You can actually attack back. So, Hangle, just go ahead and feint and attack me real quick. So I'm going to eat on it, but afterwards, if I do get my block hit, I can hit him back. No matter how fast Hangle swings, unless he has a dagger, I'm always going to have priority over him. So, Hangle, just spam M1 on me real quick. As you can see right there, it doesn't matter how fast I swing, as long as he times it right, he will always have priority unless he has a dagger. The dagger is literally the only weapon in this game right now that can just swing through your block. So if that ever happens, you're just going to have to actually learn how to parry the dagger, or we can go on to the next thing, which is dodging. So to roll in this game, obviously it's pressing Q, right? To actually master rolling, if you actually time it right, rolling also gives you iframes. So go ahead and hit me, Hangle. I have a shadow talent that makes it so that I get additional iframes whenever I roll, so I might as well just do it to Hangle real quick. Do you have Ghost on this account?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to hit him. And as you can see... you don't have Ghost. Okay, good. So Hangle also has a talent where if he rolls, it catches me on fire. But the point is, you time the roll right if you see the little like black lines, okay? So I'm going to do it again real quick. It's hard to see the black lines with my shadow talent. Go ahead and hit me again. It's on cooldown. Those black lines right there. You timed your dodge iframes right if you actually get that. Yeah, explain that to them.
So dodging is pretty much like a second option for parrying, and you should never really dodge first because if you mess up, you're just gonna
Okay.
get hit. So
So if let's just say I hit Hango right now, right? And then I hit him again. He can't dodge the next attack because you can't dodge after getting hit stunned. The only option you have after getting hit is to parry back. Okay, y'all? So you don't ever want to just come into the fight thinking, oh, I'm going to dodge the first hit. Okay. Which is why we're going to move on to when you actually want to use dodging. People usually always use dodging after they mess up on a parry. So after you press F, let's say you mess up on a parry, you can still press Q afterwards to dodge. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit Hangle once. I'm going to hit Hangle once, feint the next attack, and hit him again, and he's going to dodge it, okay? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to hit him. And as you can see, even though I feinted there, he was still able to get the dodge off because, you know, you can just do that. That's where you should actually learn to just use your dodge at.
alright, spell canceling. So spell canceling is pretty much just pressing M1 and M2 at the like peak of your spell. So for Rising Flame, that's a spell cancel. It'll pretty much just negate the spell, and this is used for mix-up. So if instead of like a feint, you pretty much just use the spell cancel as another way of feinting. And here's an example of this. Nano,
Mix-ups. I'll show another way of how I actually use spell canceling too once we get into move stacking. So yeah, we'll get into move stacking next. So move stacking in this game is basically whenever you M1 and use the move at the same time. You know when you pull off the move stack right if you see white particles around you. So I'm going to move stack my Gale Lunge right now. You can see the little white things around me. Hangle just move stack any move right now so they can just move stack. There we go. As you can see, the white particles around Hangle, that's when you know you perform a successful move stack. Now, move stacking, honestly, alone is just something that you don't want to do because I'm going to hit Hangle right now. So when I hit you, parry the move stack afterwards. So I'm going to hit you. You take the M1 hit, but then you parry my Gale Lunge, okay?
Yep.
So watch this, y'all. Move stacking alone is probably not the best ideal thing to do because everybody's first instinct whenever they get hit is to parry the next attack. So we usually only use move stacking to catch people on their rolls. So we're going to move on to feint move stacking next. So if I was to feint attack Hangle and he actually rolls it, I can move stack my Gale Lunge to catch him. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm just going to feint and then move stack, okay?
I'm gonna parry and then I'm gonna try and dodge and you just hit me.
All right, yeah, bet.
Alright.
As you can see, he rolls, but since I move stack my Gale Lunge, I'm able to catch him on his roll. The counter to that is you're actually able to parry that. Like, if you mess up on the parry and then roll, you have enough time to actually parry again. To actually counter a feint move stack, either one, you need to have any sort of talent where it actually gives you iframes after dodging. So for me, I actually have the shadow talent for it. So Hangle, just go ahead and move stack. As you can see, since I do have the iframes from shadow, I can just iframe it completely. But for now, if you're just a normal person and you don't have any sort of iframes after dodging, then you actually can still parry, okay? So you actually have enough time to parry it. Hangle, just get my Dark Rift out real quick. Okay, so Hangle's going to move stack on me now. Oh, crap. I have risky moves too. Jesus Christ, I have everything in this damn kit. Okay, go ahead and do it again. We'll just use another move. Oh my god, my Dark Rift. See, I just have so many ways to just... Oh my god. Okay, go ahead. Let's do it again. You have any other moves?
Yeah.
I have risky moves. Okay, you know what? Hangle, you just do it to me, okay?
Alright.
So Hangle is going to dodge my M1 and then catch my Gale Lunge and parry it. Okay. There we go. As you can see, that's how you counter a move stack if you're a normal person. If you're not normal like me, then you can get bailed out a lot. But that's how you counter a move stack. Now, this is where I actually personally like spell canceling, okay? So the mix-up I like to do is if they actually know that you're going to, you know, move stack, what you can do is catch their dodge. Okay, so you can do this. This isn't a guaranteed hit all the time, y'all. This is just to prevent them from actually catching your move stack. So what you can do is after you hit them and they dodge, you can spell cancel so then they can get the parry out again. And then from there, you have your option. So it's hard to really explain in words. I'll just do it in person. Okay. All right, y'all. So this is how it looks like. And then from there, I do have my options because I already baited out his parry, as you can see. So you have a lot of options out of that. My go-to one is probably what you just saw there, where I spell cancel, then I roll cancel from behind and hit them.
Alright, then that means we'll be going on to roll canceling now. So roll canceling is another way of getting positioning around your opponent. You just Q and M2, and it's pretty much used as like a better way of dodging. So when you dodge, you have this little end lag. So when I dodge, it takes that long until I can hit again, and they can hit me between then. But the Q and M2 removes that end lag, so pretty much I can just get on someone and hit them immediately, so they're not positive on my
Hang
hit.
of it. At first, like, I remember when I first started out the game, I could only probably roll cancel to here, and it felt a little weird. But once you get super good at it, I mean, you could be right here and still gain closure, as you can see.
Yep. And then next thing we'll be moving on is to animation reacting. Nano, you think you can do that?
Yeah, let me explain to them too. You can actually roll cancel to use a roll cancel after dodging. So if I just go ahead and M1 me. As you can see, I can do something like that. That will get new players a lot. If Hangle has the reaction time, he does just parry that, but most new players will get caught up in that. So if you can master roll canceling out of a dodge, then you should be straight. But all right, y'all. So in Deepwoken, I like to preach that the man who is patient always wins the game. Okay, most people, whenever they get parried, their first instinct is to parry, and you don't want to build bad habits like that. So when I parry Hangle, Hangle's just gonna parry right afterwards. So let's go ahead and do it. What happens if the person you're fighting knows that you're gonna do that immediately and they just delay their M1 like how I did there? That's where you actually have to just react to everything in Deepwoken, okay? As long as you're on stable ping, everything is reactable on Deepwoken. So you have to stay patient and just know when to not panic parry. Panic parry will always get you in this game, okay, y'all? So to get good at this, y'all, honestly, it has to come from personal experience, from fighting and all that kind of stuff. But you can also have your friends throw out mix-ups on you, and you have to just know when to dodge, when to parry, and all that kind of stuff. So me and Hangle will just do a quick session real quick where I'll just throw out stuff. So I'm going to start off with an M1 first, but from there, it's free game. Okay. And as you can see, I mean, there's just a lot of ways to go about it. We messed up there, but you know, with talents and all that kind of stuff, it gets a little janky too because I had risky moves, and you know, you just got to learn to just stay patient. Don't ever panic parry, like I said again, y'all. Okay. If you ever find somebody spell, if you ever find somebody spamming feint too, like you don't always have to dodge a feint, y'all. If you know somebody's actually gonna feint, so Hangle, just go ahead and feint and attack. If you know that's going to happen, you can just wait for the feint and parry. Like, dodging isn't your only option, too. But you guys wouldn't have known that if you didn't stay patient. So, staying patient in this game is really a key to just winning your battles more.
Alright, and now I'm going to be going over running attacks and end lag attacks. So, I pretty much use these all the time because they're very good gap closers as like an opposition to dodging, because you have a cooldown on your dodging. Like, I dodge once, I can't dodge immediately. I have to wait this long to go again, right? But then you can dodge and then use running attacks to like get your end lag in, and then move closer to them, roll cancel, running attack, roll cancel, running attack.
Running attack, okay? So, what you want to do is press M1, then WW, and you know you're doing it right when you see the white trails behind you, okay? You don't want to do this garbage running attack. This running attack is a no-no, okay? Because this is the easiest thing to parry. So, just go ahead and parry it for me real quick. I'm going to do it on you. It's literally the most free thing to parry. The animation, the wind up, everything is slow. So to gain closure on people, you want to do the good running attack, which is this right here.
The only reason I'd see using this attack is if you do like a running attack, roll cancel, and then go in there. It has a little bit of a timing mix up, but I think the parry frames are so generous that it doesn't even really matter. There's like no reason
Yeah.
to be using this.
There's no reason to be using running attacks unless you're actually chasing somebody. Like if somebody's running away from you and they can't see what's behind you, then sure, you can just go in, slide, running attack, try to gain some distance, gain closure. But in normal combat, if you're actually just going in and running attack right in front of their face, it's a free parry every time against anybody good. So don't try it.
Alright, and then I'm going to be going over forming good habits. And pretty much what I mean by this is like, when you're playing this game, right, and you want us to like start getting better at it, right? You want to like you start searching up combat guides and you start practicing pairing and all of this. You should really much like pretty much just apply the things you've learned consistently and not try and like stray to what you've done before. So these good habits will pretty much like make you a better player overall. So like always stick to like reading the animation instead of like just prediction pairing. And I'd say like don't get too lazy with this combat because if you're trying to read the feint, right, you could just get hit and then you just take damage for no reason. The dodge is meant as like a way to get away from that feint. So if they throw the feint, you still parry even if you think they're gonna feint. Just because
Yep.
if they do it away, you can
Every
just
single time. The only time you want to actually consistently read the feint is if they're literally spamming feint. I know a couple of people that actually just love spamming the feint, but good players, if they end up just reading you and seeing that you're reading their feint, they will just consistently M1 you. So
yep.
just parry, dodge. That's your first instinct every single time. Parry, dodge.
Alright, and then the last things I'd like to go over are just M1 practice and mantra practice. So, if you're new to the game, I feel like you should do M1 practice because only M1ing will give you like a good foundation, and I treat mantras as like other sorts of M1s. And to land an M1, you obviously want to feint and hit them, right?
Okay. If you want to become super good at this game, you need to get your M1ing down because I'm not trying to throw shade here, but all the bad people just throw out mantras randomly. Like if you see any of the top players fight, they will always be move stacking their mantras. They don't just go out and just throw this randomly, this wind gun randomly, or I go out here and start just using my astral wind or something like that. Like you're just asking to get parried for free. Your mantras are used to actually, mix up the combat. Okay. In my opinion, it all comes down to just M1ing at the end of the day, your base combat. And then your mantras are just accessories to help you actually mix up, you know, your mix ups and everything like that. So, yeah.
Alright, and then I think that you should also practice like just M1ing only. No mantras at first, and then you should start moving into the mantras with your M1 combat. So we'll just do a little spar session of us just doing M1s, and then
Yep.
we'll just do a little session of us doing mantras with our M1s.
And then, I mean, obviously, if you guys do have talents and stuff, talents will get in the way. But, I mean, you get the point, right? I feel like, if you want to get a better understanding of it, you should probably just 1v1 as fresh spawns. But I
Yep.
mean, we're just 1v1 right now for the sake of the video. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Tango's going to have his talents that get in the way. I'm going to get my talents in the way. But I mean, we've practiced the combat enough to just realize that, stuff like this doesn't really get in the way for us.
Yep. And then we'll be sparring with mantras after. Yeah, like going off what Nano said, you should definitely like M1 practice as a fresh spawn. And if you're new to the game, I don't think that you should start progressing immediately. What I think is that you should just like join the game, find a friend. If you don't have any friends, you should honestly just go PvP as a fresh spawn and just run around and practice the combat because if you learn the combat, then you'll know which talents to take that will like mold your character to become a really good build and just apply what you've learned into your mantras. When he's healed, we'll just do the mantra 1v1 and then I'll be playing some clips on some fights and yeah, that's pretty much it. Are you low? I don't want to instant execute you.
Yeah, I'm already low.
Alright, you're level
So there
37
we
though,
go.
so count.
You're good, you're good. There you go, bro. Alright, this time wall A, dog A, and the rest go B. Yeah. Don't make any noise on B. Yo, come B with us.
Yeah.
They're gonna fall for this hard, I feel like. Ethan, just wall him and hold him so he doesn't die while dogging. Oh no, he ulted off the bat. Alright, just go. I think we just go in. He's fucking. He ulted off the bat.